being rich at 20 is actually kind of weird, but it's like, okay, cool. I've just started. This is just literally the first part of the game, and it's like, it's not. It's a bit like I understand how much more potential there is and how much more is possible. Being rich is fun and all. It's like, yeah, everyone says you can buy whatever you want, not have to really worry. But it obviously depends on what you want to do with that money and how you want to invest it, or how you want to like eventually move it to get more and more money, or get better off investments, or learn new skills. Like, I've just picked up a few new skills as well. Like, obviously, as you've seen with the YouTube, which I've been doing for now 6 months, I've picked up a bit more in like a few other things, but still marketing's my bread and butter. Marketing is literally is how I got here. Marketing is still, as I said, the god tier of skill, which you need to learn and what I need to focus on for me to get to the next part. Like, here's the thing, I'm not anywhere as close as what I want to be. I want to at least have my company be worth like $1 billion, maybe $1 trillion once I get there, and have all these other companies that I manage and all that sort of stuff. But it's like, bro, 25k a month ain't really much. It's like, remember, I'm in Australia. 25, yeah, and everything's like super expensive here. It's like 25k is like a decent car, because everything is taxed so much. And it's like, obviously I'm currently scaling up to 100k now, but once you understand like how little money actually has to do, and basically, as I said, the more and more you get, the more and more you're going to end up spending, and the more and more you're going to end up investing, learning new skills, and doing more and more stuff. Like, I honestly spend about 95% of my money onto just investing, buying more equipment, making sure my ads are better, making sure my content's better. Like, I'm going to be buying myself a brand new camera, not because I want to, just because I'm also focusing on getting the skills that end up paying the bills. Like, one of the best things I did was learn marketing and content, because it just gave me that whole like tunnel vision and that whole way for me to just move everything forward. Because where I was at was just literally, this was 20, well, now I'm 21, but I was 20, I was basically in debt. I was like, okay, cool, I'm lost. I've done a whole bunch of other stuff. I've seen some success with marketing in the past because I've had an affiliate marketing background, but it's like, how much more can I basically try and move everything forward? How much more can I end up trying to find new ways, new methods, new skills that can then enhance everything even greater? Because it's like, cool, all I need is like fucking $5,000 a month, and then it's all good. Or I could just end up like learning another skill. Let's just say, like, okay, I'll just tell you my skill stack was. So my skill stack was content. No, not content, sorry. Yeah, technically it was content, copy, emails, and then it was short form. Like, even like, because I used to take videos from long form and then just basically turn them into short form, but I didn't really have too much skill in short form, like, because I did a podcast and I was able to create long form content fairly easily. So I can do 1 to 2 hours, like, really easy. Like, especially for you guys who know me from earlier on, I actually did a podcast with Jason Solomon, one of the coaches who I actually ended up investing in. Another one was Steven, which was just amazing. And I probably will end up doing one with one of my current ones at the moment, which you guys will obviously end up seeing eventually, but yeah, obviously time will tell. But yeah, like, as I said, every single one of these coaches, I have either A, increased my income because I've learned a skill, B, paid to collapse time to advance me forward, C, basically learned a new skill that can multiply my income like exponentially, rather than me just doing some basic, or just doing something basic, or even, as I said, like doing something similar to like uni. Like, you guys are like, or like, I know some of you guys would be in uni, some of you guys are working jobs. Like, I know this more so resonates with the people who are working jobs. Like, you guys know that your skills are eventually capped as what your boss puts you at, but uni says, hey, we can increase the cap by a little bit, but you have to pay debt, and then just continually move everything forward more and more and more, because there's people with university degrees who never pays them off. And yet people wonder why the university degrees are so inflated. Like, originally I thought I wanted to do a marketing degree, and then I'm like, marketing degree is just absolutely useless, because why don't I do psychology or something? And I'm like, why don't I just look it up on YouTube, do it that way? And yes, it only brings you so far though. Like, the only way you're going to learn proper psychology is by doing marketing, dealing with people every day, or by doing sales. Like, they are the best teachers of psychology, and they teach you what this person's strengths, weaknesses, pain points are, needs, desires, and wants, especially once you've done more than enough market research. But honestly, as I said, where I'm at, I'm just trying to I don't really care about the cash is obviously nice, because it's like, do you remember on the video games you guys used to play when you were kids? It's like even like, especially some of you guys in your 40s and 50s, like, you guys would remember like the little scoreboard that was up to say new record was this with like Donkey Kong, or like, even like, you guys remember on like, I'm trying to think of like a most common one, but you guys get what I mean. Like, there's a scoreboard, there's speed runs, there's people consistently competing, and that's what makes the game so much fun. Like, honestly, if the game wasn't as competitive as what it is now, I probably wouldn't have tagged along, because I'm the type of person who needs some conflict to happen for me to join in and be like, okay, cool. And that's essentially the way of business. And if you want, I can teach you a way that, you don't have to worry about getting eaten up by your competition when you first start. I'll teach you the systems that I've learned to get my marketing agency up to 25k a month, and currently we're scaling up to 100k. Just booking a call. And yeah, as I said, it's just one-on-one coaching, me and you, and we'll just discover a game plan that works for you. But yeah, as I said, like, the world of business is so hyper competitive, especially once you hit past that 100, 200, 300, 400k a month. It is so hyper competitive, but that's why I love it. That's why I'm going for it. Like, I just want to play with the literally, as you guys know a bit about me, since as young as I can remember, all I've wanted to do was play with the A players. The A players are people like Sabri Subri, Tate, even like the lawyers and all that sort of stuff, just because they've got so much power, influence, and they can control everything that they have, everything, they can control their cash, they can control their income, they can bring in like, crazy months and act like it's nothing. It's like, I'm going for that, because it's like, once I eventually get up to Elon, it's like, cool, what's next? And then I'll probably end up becoming like a world champion boxer or whatever, and still run my marketing agency, still run all the other stuff, because it's not going to stop. To be completely honest, it is not going to stop, because it's just so enjoyable. Obviously, you guys understand what it is like on the grind. You guys understand what it is like, buying a new thing. It's just like, doesn't matter, it's only money anyway. That's what you get up to. And also, once you get up to that stage, you're like, okay, cool. I'm looked after, my family's looked after, my friends are looked after. I now just got to focus on, with moving everything else forward more and more and more. That's effectively what you got to do. And that's effectively what we got to play the game like. But yeah, just moving on about it. But yeah, as I said, like, the game at 20 is completely different to the game if I would have been in like my 30s or my 40s. I'm literally just starting out in life, which is probably the greatest thing ever, and also some would argue is the greatest weakness. But also, I get the most amount of compressed life experience. I get the most compressed amount of business experience in life as soon as possible. Like, seriously, every other 20-year-old who I know is either basically thinking about starting a business, doing school, doing uni, maybe working a job, not trying anything out, thinking it's way too risky, all that sort of stuff. And it's eventually just like, hey, I'm already up here. I'm just trying to lend you a hand and just try and help you to move forward, because I want a squad. I want eventually to build a network and a community of people who all live and breathe the same sort of mission. Because I know all you people out there are just like, I don't know who else thinks like me. I don't know who else, wants to actually run a marketing agency or wants to become an absolute killer when it comes to ads, content, copywriting, emails, all that sort of important stuff. Like, or even once it comes to business, you're like, okay, cool, I want a brotherhood of people who can help me out, help me move forward. And that's eventually what we will be going for. But yeah, we need to I need to build up the base, and then we can just keep on end up expanding forward more and more and more. And especially, as I said, once you learn marketing, once you understand how to properly put the right ads in, how to properly put the right content in, how to properly, I can't even think of the word, just resonate with your own audience, it can just make such a massive difference. Like, especially considering where, I understand, like, a lot of you people are in that sort of gap of, I want to learn the skill, I don't know where to start, I don't know where I'm meant to be, but I know how to learn it, I know how to make money, I know I want to get out of my job, and obviously just eventually move things forward. And isn't that part of the joys of having some guy who can coach you, and someone who's actually been there, done that before, and as I said, can help you, show you the way from what I've done in my own agency, show you from, my experience from cold calling, and basically the directness of the mentorship of it just being one-on-one, and me and you just working together, moving forward, and just getting to the next milestone, and then just working together as a team. Like I was speaking to Luke the other day, and we're just like even Luke was just like, obviously it's like sick to have you in my brotherhood, but it's just like, yeah, I don't think I would have, he's just like, I don't think I would have been able to move as far if I didn't have access to this many people, because so many different people have access to so many different skill sets, so many different, unique versions of reality, and they see reality in such a different way from one another. It makes all the difference, because these people will see blind spots that you don't see in yourself. These people will see blind spots within your stuff which you do not see, and then you can just start to compensate for it. And once you do that over let's just say a decade, or even 1 to 3 years, it makes a big difference, because then you can just basically be like, okay, cool, this is what I've improved on, this is now my next thing I need to improve on, and then we can just keep on end up moving it forward more and more and more, or being like, okay, cool, these people act a bit more like my market, these people aren't like my family, and just tell me, oh, this is great no matter what you do. It's like the market won't care, so why should you care about their opinion? Yes, it's nice to have, but the market will treat you how the market wants to treat you. The market will react to you the way the market wants to react to you. The only way to get good in business is by understanding how the market plays and how the market reacts. That's honestly the best way of doing it, because then obviously from there you understand when people change, because people go through the exact same way as what everything else go through. Everything go through a cycle, the cycle of life, everything goes around, and it's like the inflation. It's like the president's terms. Everything goes through a cycle. Nothing is there forever. That's probably one of the most important things. And you got to adapt to your customer, and you got to adapt your ads, adapt your content, adapt your platform, adapt the way you say things, do things. You might need to switch up your language. You might need to switch up your lingo. You might need to switch up so many other things, but this will help you end up moving forward. And that's really what I want to set my main goal and my main mission to, is just helping you guys. Obviously, I'm going to be continuing to scale. I've got this and I've got other businesses which I've got to worry about, which is fine, which I'm more than happy to be, have my time as tight as possible and be, I'm happy, because I'm working, I'm helping people move forward, get to where they want to go. And it's have you heard the saying, someone who tries to get basically stuck in the well, and some guy puts down his ladder, and then he's like, come on, I can help you get out, and you just refuse to stay there. I've heard I know a few people honestly in that same boat who are just like, no, because I'd rather just be stuck there being like, I'm more comfortable not even giving this a shot. I'm more comfortable just staying here, sitting here, because this is a predictable lifestyle, whereas business is fairly unpredictable, like once you don't have the right systems in place. But yeah, it's like once you end up getting the right person there and be like, okay, come on mate, I can help you out, and then they like are willing to just accept it and, you know, understand that is the way that the world works, it can just make such a massive difference for you, your life, your family, like everything. Like especially once you're like, okay, cool, I'm like I've done this many times, I've hired that many coaches, I've done this, okay, cool, you know more than me, how can you help me move forward? How can you help me actually attack to the next part and attack from, you know, I'm currently in this stage, this is the stage I want to go. I thought, okay, cool, you solve a problem that I want to fix. You have a set of skills, you have a skill set which I need to learn so I can then advance to the next level of the game. Like, as I said earlier on in the video, the game just, honestly, the game just never ends, and it's just a consistent, you know, it's just consistently growing and evolving, and yeah, as I said, just everything just ends up moving forward more and more and more. And pretty much you get to a stage where the game never ends, and that's part of the thing I like of business. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's like the games and like those never-ending difficulties. All you've got to get, you don't have to get everything perfect, but you have to understand, you have to, you know, be able to move forward more and more and more. So then you're going to be right, and then you're going to be like, okay, cool, this is what I've learned, this is what I've done, this is how I want to move forward, this is the new thing I've got to learn, I've got to pick this skill up, I've got to learn it, I've got to then figure out this new thing, and then just, you know, just keep on moving forward from there. And just, as I said, it's like a game and like a never ending, which is honestly, I reckon, one of the best parts, which is one of the most enjoyable parts of the game. But yeah, it's a lot of fun once you actually understand what you need to do, what you need to say, how you need to like end up moving forward as well. It's like, yeah, it's crazy how enjoyable this can actually be once you know what you need to do, need to say, and yeah, just keep on moving forward. And as I said, and especially when you hire out a coach, it just makes your life 100 times easier, because as I said, they've already done that, or they've had many different people who've done that. But as I said, me personally, I've already done that. So yeah, if you want, just book in a call, whatever. But yeah, and also, if I was you guys, I would recommend watching this video over here. It is so easy to become a millionaire, because honestly, it is, and you'll understand why I make these statements, and especially with the people who I've hung around, what I understand, and like the advantages of selling high ticket.